Herbivore. Herbivore.
Morning, how are we doing? Well, I'm actually in the right place for once. How's things? Who's in the house? Farley Gamer, good to see you. Chris Grant, my good friend, plant-based powered. I was just thinking about you, Hench Herbivore. Oh, well, that's nice. The woke one bench 100 plug. That common name. Didn't know Hench likes drum and beat. Chris Grant is saying it's dubstep. Yeah, I guess that is dubstep, isn't it? I quite like drum and bass. I really like some dubstep. Some of it is horrible, but some of it is about my favourite music, actually. Some like Skrillex stuff. Nicky, Northern British Gaming. How you doing? Zelnaga. Doof doof da to the douchta. Hench Herbivore. You're vegan, by the way. That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, I'm good, Chris. How are you, my friend? What's new in your world? VR. Paul is quite early there. Yeah, it's just gone at 7. Well, it's 20 past 7 now. What time did I get up? 5:30 I got up today, but had to do my morning routine first and have my breakfast. Chris is getting ready off to do some bricklaying course on a Sunday. Terrible. Yeah, there's a bit of crossover, isn't there? DJ Cat's in the house. My good friend, Defender of Animals. Follow him on the tubes. Subscribe to him. Follow him on the gram. And check out his amazing clothing. Really good stuff. How are you doing, brother? It's a bit quiet in here at the minute, but hopefully that will start to pick up in a minute. How's everyone? If we've not really chatted much before, where in the world are you? How's the vegan scene there? How's veganism treating you? Are some of you not vegan, but you're kind of curious, or you're looking to transition, or what are you doing there? What are you bleeding down on? Chris Grant, it's on 2 weekends. Right, gotta go, can't chat, but keeping you on and listening. Oh, thank you, my friend, and have a good day. My dad was a bricklayer, and he was a good person. Defender, all good, thanks, mate. Off to a vegan market today for the streets. Oh, I wish I was going to a vegan market. Oh, whereabouts is it? There's no way you'll get there now, I doubt. Hope you have a lovely Sunday. Thank you, brother. And a little kiss. Hope you have a lovely Sunday too. Oh, I'm gutted. Wish I was going. Plant-based powered brings up a good point. Shack biceps. Zell, you're very fit. Do you have competitive mindset? Exercise alone. I'd like to break my own record. Like, do you have distance, speed, strength numbers you enjoy personally? Just chill stats. Thank you for your kind words. I'm kind of more competitive with myself, I would say. I reached some certain sort of weight. I mean, with bodybuilding, it's not really about the weight on the bar. It's about the intensity you can put through the muscle. And as I've gotten older, I'm stopping lifting so heavy and concentrating more on kind of intensity, like squeezing the muscle. So to avoid injury, because you keep chasing numbers, and over time, like, your form can start to go out the window a little bit. I've got a few injuries over the years. Like, I'm nearly half a century old, and I'm just not so fussed about sort of. I was quite egoic in the past, and you want to be able to say these big numbers that you're lifting, but really, like, I would have been better going lighter and just going a little slower and really squeezing the target muscles using visualization. So not so much these days. Plant-based powered. My dad was a power plant operator. Oh, so is that where your kind of name comes from a bit? Sorry, quite a drive, yeah. What a shame. DJ Cat go vegan times 50,000. Did he, that's a David Rams, wasn't it? Did he do that in the end? How long does that take? I would be so bored. Why would someone do that? Why would someone do that? Giannis Scordalis. Giannis Scordalis. Hench Herbivore for president. Thank you for saying that, Giannis. How are you? Where in the world are you? How's the vegan scene there? And how's veganism treating you, my friend? That's what I want to know. Zell, like some achievement you're happy with. I'm 38 and I already slack. What did I do? I did 180 kilo bench press for 1 rep, not powerlifting style, bodybuilding style. And it just felt like my sort of bicep, like my, was it the biceps tendon? Felt like my biceps tendon was going to like snap off. It didn't feel like a muscular effort. It just felt like, my tendon's going to like stay attached to my bones. I did a 160 kilos 1 week, which is like 3.5 plates. And I thought, I've got more in me. Like, I can probably do 4 plates. Sadly, never got a photo of that. I got a photo of me doing the 160 the week before. But I just thought, never again. Like, it just felt so dangerous. Leg press, I think. I mean, obviously machines vary, don't they? So it's, you can't really say how great it was. I think I did over like a 400 kilo leg press before. That's probably my most impressive lifts, I think. DJ Cat, I want to start running marathons and maybe beyond once I get out of this crappy job. Nice. Yeah, it's good to be training for something. Dragon Fist. Right, you hate your life and incredibly bored and depressed. That sucks. I've been there, like, when I was younger. It's only really since finding veganism, and then the last 5 years. So about 4 years into my veganism, starting the YouTube thing and having a purpose. And now there's not enough hours in the day, and I can be working from like 5 a.m. to like 9 p.m. sometimes. That's happened a lot lately. It's finding your purpose, dude. It's finding your purpose. You need to try some different things out. You need to find what you enjoy, and there'll be something that brings you energy and inspires you, and you won't be able to stop thinking about it. You want to keep doing it. You know, for me, I was loving being a PT and a nutritionist. You know, you bring so much value to people's lives and really help them to reach their goals, and they're so grateful, and it makes you feel so nice. But I found, you know, video, started YouTube, you know, and I'd be coaching people in the gym. I'd be shouting numbers at them, you know, and they would be getting fitter, or with their nutrition advice, like they'd be reversing their diabetes and this, that, and the other. And that was all great. But I thought, while I'm here shouting numbers at you, I'm not at home making a video and potentially reaching like tens or hundreds of thousands of people and, you know, affecting like a more massive change, you know, just saving thousands of lives, like human, animal, you know, like slowing down the planetary devastation, you know, from people not eating so many animal products. And in the end, I just had to quit and become a full-time YouTuber. So here I am now. But you just need to try a load of things out. Try some stuff you haven't tried before. Get some purpose in life. But you need to tick all the other boxes as well. You need certainty, because we need to know that we've got a roof over our head, like a loving partner, you know, who's not going to leave, all that sort of stuff. Money coming in, so we're not going to starve. We need certainty, we need spontaneity, like we need variety in our lives. You know, there's these 6 needs. What else is it? Significance. So for me, the fact that I'm helping people and whatever brings me significance. And then there's also the idea of connection and like community and love. So these are the 4 kind of basic human needs, and you must meet those. And if you're not meeting those in a positive way, you won't be so happy, and you may try to meet them in a negative way. Well, you will try to, and then like your life won't be so good. But they're the 4 basic needs, and then the 2 what they call needs of the soul are to be of service, so to be helping. Because that feeling of altruistic feeling, that is the nicest feeling in the world, is what I've found. And then expansion is important as well, growth. So we need to be learning things. So, you know, you've got the internet. There's so many like different courses and things. You can learn anything now through YouTube, or, you know, there's just courses all over the internet for free. You know, learn something new. Yeah, those 2 are the needs of the soul, to be expanding, to be growing, and to be of service. So, yeah, look at your life. Look at where am I coming up short on that. Sometimes you might meet these things in a negative way and still have like a crappy life. So you're working really hard, you don't have much time, and then on the weekend you just do a load of drugs or get drunk for the variety. But, you know, that's negative, and that's, you know, that's going to hurt you. So emotional needs audit. Look at those 6 things. It's called Human Givens. The 6 human needs. The book is called Human Givens. But yeah, these are 6 emotional needs that we all have, and we need to meet them, and we probably will be meeting them, but we may do it in a negative way. So look at your life, see where you're going wrong, try to sort those out. But yeah, purpose is so key. Purpose is it's number 1. Yeah, and so through my purpose, you know, I've got all those 6 things from doing this job, which is why I can't stop doing it. I'm really excited about it. So if you don't know what your purpose is, your purpose currently is to find out what's your purpose, and just try a load of things. Just try everything and learn some stuff. Right. DJ Cat, David Rams said, go vegan 50,000 times in just over 8 hours. Was he not mind-numbingly... Didn't he not go crazy? I can't understand it. Bless him. Zell, same, I care... What are you saying there? Sorry, Zell, I can't quite make out what you're trying to say there. You might need to rejig that. Unless it's my brain that's gone wrong. Song requests. KD, thank you for what you do, the positive message you share. You were a big influence in turning me vegan. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for saying that. Where in the world are you, KD? How's the vegan scene? How's veganism treating you? How's it all going is what I want to know. And thanks, Zell, for that. Stains in the house. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Zell, I do what I call micro victory. Dismantle big goals and tiny goals. Yeah. And then every step of the fun to achieve. Yeah, one step is better than not. Yeah, it's all about the journey. Oftentimes, like, we want something in life, or we think we want something, and we have this journey to get there. And then when we get there, it's often like, that's not where it's at. It's the journey that's exciting. I did so much martial arts training, and then after about 12 years, I was sparring with my instructor, and I can't remember what way round it was, but one of us had the other in a headlock, but the other one had grabbed the other one's testicles. So you're both at a kind of critical point. It's like a stalemate. And he said to me, Paul, there's nothing else I can teach you, in all honesty. You might as well go and coach those like people. And, you know, I always put him on a pedestal and looked up to him and thought I'll never, you know all that he knows and be able to fight like him. And he was telling me, right, you've done it. And that felt like, I don't know, I felt so deflated. It was really weird. Yeah, it really felt like an anticlimax. It was really strange. Really, it sort of wounded me. Kind of wounded me. It's weird. But yeah, it's all in the journey. The journey is the exciting thing. We just, as a species, it's that thing that I just said, the expansion. One of those 6 human needs. That's why. If we've like done it all, there's no room for expansion, so it's not exciting anymore. But I'm most proud. I'm 45 and I still live with my mum. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. It's nice that you're there to look after her. Jamie Little, Paul, before breakfast, what is going on? Yeah, so I come on at 7 on a Sunday, Jamie. Jamie's my IRL friend. How you doing, brother? How's your dad getting on? Speaking of karate, that's where I know his dad from. Purple Pitblup is here in the new guys. Eliza the vegan. How you doing, darling? My base powered is missing the couch. Those cats have ripped the couch to bloody pieces, I'll tell you. It's really embarrassing if I accidentally get the left corner of it in the video when I'm tubing. Farley Gamer, are you going to camp out? Yeah, we're hoping to. We just need to get a bit of money together for tickets, but we should be about all right now, so I guess we'll book them. I'm just hoping they're not all gone. It said that 85% were sold, so it's been saying that for a while, so hopefully we'll be okay. Dragon Fist. I eat French fries from my local fish and chip shop to make myself feel better. I don't know if this support sells the fish. It kind of is, isn't it? But like, it's not like the world's not set up for veganism, and you need to, you know. I go to the supermarket. Like, supermarkets sell all sorts of like animal products, but you do vote for what you want. So if you're only buying potatoes, then you know there's kind of that. But what I will say is you're eating very pro-inflammatory food there. The oil will be high in omega-6, pro-inflammatory, which does tend to lead to depression. It may be a big component of your problem, potentially all of it, or at least maybe a big component of it can be inflammation. You know, once the brain is inflamed, fried foods like oils, like they'll do it to you. So maybe that's your problem or part of it. And oftentimes people will say, well, no, I've got these horrible things going on in my life. But what I will say to that is, you know, we'll all have horrible stuff happen sooner or later in our lives, but our ability to cope with it is predicated on our kind of internal machinery. And if our internal machinery is all inflamed, well, you're going to have a much harder time of it. Do you know what I mean? Lolly's in the house. I'm very well. How are you, my darling? Good to see you. What's everyone up to today, by the way? I'm having a nice day off for a change. We've worked 6 days this week, Gemma and I. So I'm going to have a day off today. I say I'm having a day off. Here I am streaming. And tonight I've got an interview with Dr. Alan Desmond, the gastroenterologist. Irish guy. Do you guys know him? Let me know if you've got any good questions I can ask him. He's got his new book out, The 30-Day Plant-Based Diet Revolution. Cowboy just pokes her head up from behind the sofa to look at me. Cowboy, what are you doing on? She's looking out the window. Well, she was till I just did that to her. Dragon fist alcohol makes me feel worse, so I don't drink. Yep. That makes a lot of sense. Zell, just do it. So there are no excuses. Things are achievable. That's very true. Eliza's good, lovely. And Cara, good evening, morning from Canada. Hi, lovely. How are you? How's it? Whereabouts in Canada are you? And how's the vegan scene there? I hear Toronto's particularly good. Is that right? I don't know if you've been there. Zell, you can also buy product from companies that are vegan if you can afford extra, not empower. Yeah, it's better to buy vegan if you can, for sure. But then again, it is good to say like a McDonald's or something. I think of course they're horrible, and we probably don't ought to really give them money, and I wouldn't. But in one way, if we buy their plant-based products, again, we're voting for what we want. So they'll see that that's profitable. I suppose, do you know what I mean? Like vegans going in there or not, it's probably not going to make any difference really though, because there's so few of us, relatively speaking. So hopefully some meat eaters will just see that there's a vegan option and think, oh, I'll just give it a try. And hopefully they like it, and hopefully that's a meal where animals didn't get eaten. So yeah, I'm probably with you, Zell. Like, yeah, you're probably better off going with a more ethical company. Plant-based powered. Our industry is making it hard for us to go vegan to profit from our sickness. And yep, that's true. Angharad there. Good morning, everyone, from Mam and I. I love how you say Mam. Is that, I forget whereabouts you are in the country now, but is that how you, because we say mum. We say mum. You say mam. I love it. I really love that. Do follow Angharad. She's a delight, and her mum's a delight. I've spoken to her on many an occasion. Stain is going to build my terrace today. Nice. Plant-based powered. Have I read Fibre Fueled by Dr. Will Bolseviks? Yeah, he sent me an advanced copy, and he's great stuff. Yeah, I interviewed him on Instagram. Oh, actually, no, there's a YouTube video. If you type, I can't remember. Yeah, he's great. He's a lovely guy. Quite similar to Dr. Alan Desmond, who I'm interviewing tonight. He's a gastroenterologist as well, except Will's in America. Hench Herbivore. Let's put Dr. Will Bolseviks. Oh, wow, I've actually spelled it. Oh, yeah, so I did a video called COVID-19 and the Gut Microbiome. And, yeah, we were chatting to Will on there. Morning, lovely. This is a naked lady. What I say? Terrible. Jenny, Jenny Thomas, what are the most problematic nutrients in terms of bioavailability for vegans as opposed to carnivores? It's a non-issue. It's a non-issue. Okay, like vitamin A, like retinol, that's not in the vegan diet, but we have the 600 odd carotenoids, and like, you know, you only can build like a fraction of what you ingest into vitamin A. But the fact is that it's so ubiquitous. If you're eating any green, yellow, orange, red produce, you probably, even a small amount, you're going to have enough. And I eat bucket loads, so I get several times the RDA. It's really a non-issue. Protein, I think, is something like 1 or 2% less bioavailable. So yeah, people will tell me you need meat for protein, and I tell them usually, why am I twice your size? Like, I'm not having a problem, so what's your excuse? It's really a non-issue. I'm just trying to think if there is anything that is like a bit harder, but it's just the fact that we get so much of these compounds that it's just a non-issue. It's like, say they've got a car that goes 1,000 miles an hour, and our car can go 100 miles an hour, but the speed limit's 60 anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all irrelevant. That was probably a bad example. All I can tell you is, when I write nutrition plans for people, or when I have in the past written nutrition plans for people, I don't work as a nutritionist anymore, but all nutrients, the only ones that are really an issue, on a lower fat vegan diet, vitamin E can be a bit more difficult if you're not careful, if you don't include some things like sunflower seeds, you know, almonds. There's a few foods. Obviously, omega-3. Most people only need like 1 or 2 tablespoons of flax or chia to get the minimum ALA, but some people might have a genetic defect and they struggle to elongate. Like, maybe they don't produce the enzyme elongase, which is responsible. So for the odd rare person, yeah, something like omega-3 may be like an issue. It's very rare and it would be a genetic defect. But for those people, they would need a direct source of DHA. So out of all the things, maybe omega-3 is something. But yeah, iron, calcium. If you're eating an adequate amount of calories, if you're eating the range of whole plant foods, legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, herbs and spices, the vast majority of nutrients look after themselves, you know, without even trying. That's been my experience. If you eat much in the way of junk food, you know, without nutrients, yeah, you likely come up short on a few things. Jenny Thomas, what about biotin? That's not something I've ever really considered. What is biotin? Is that a B vitamin? Hang on, let me just have a look. Cowboy, what are you doing? Harold? Can you hear her? Biotin. Oh, that's not even on chronometer. What are people? The people worry about that for hair, don't they? Is that where I've sort of plant foods biotin? So there's biotin in tempeh, peanuts, all the other nuts, muesli. I don't know how useful that is because where's it coming from? Nutritional yeast, oats, mushrooms, avocado, different seeds. Oh, it's B7. Why is that not on chronometer? So is it not considered a vitamin now? Is that why it's been dropped? Because you got B1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 12. A lot of B vitamins have been dropped because it subsequently turned out that they're not vitamins and we can actually create them ourselves. Yeah, again, it's not an essential nutrient because it's not on chronometer there, so it's not a nutrient of concern. So no, I wouldn't worry about that. Okay. Annam, easier every year. Oh, Edmonton. Where's Edmonton? My geography's rubbish. Sorry. I don't know why I bother asking people where they are because I never know where it is. Easier to eat vegan every year. Vegan up here. Nice. Haven't eaten animals since 2004. Oh, you're beating me. Things have improved 1,000 times 2004. So 16, 17 years vegan, is that? That's amazing. Well done. Let's have a round of applause for Annam. Very good. Zell. Right, but it's nice to give money to a vegan. Yeah, Mr. Dreamers, I find it. Ultimately, vegan riches. Yeah. No, I completely agree, actually. Now that I stopped to think about it for more than a second. Answered that one. Thanks, Zell. Taylor Restles in the house. Did I miss a comment from you, Taylor? I had a feeling I saw your name. Oh, yeah. My favourite YouTuber nutritionist live. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you saying that. So, I'm fitter than ever as a vegan. Feel great when kind of swine about protein. See my abs first time in my life, and unexhaustible for jogging. Unexhaustible, that is a great word. Nice, yeah. It's if you eat well, it's so useful. So helps your athleticism. Chris Colours here. Later chat, but vitamin E is tougher for me. Yeah, it's something I struggled with until I looked into it. So you just want sort of. I don't know, 3 or so servings of vitamin E rich foods. So for a lower fat, whole foods vegan, well, the absolute best source is wheat bran, which I've never eaten. It's part of the grain that is thrown away when we refined wheat into like a white flour. So wheat bran is number one. So if you just got some of that, I don't think you would need much at all, and you'd smash your vitamin E easily. So wheat bran number one. Not something I've ever eaten, other than in like bread and things, wholemeal bread. But sunflower seeds, I think, are next best. So if you can get a couple of tablespoons of sunflower seeds into your daily, likely you'll sort yourself out. Sunflower seeds, then almonds are good. What else are good? Tomatoes, red bell peppers, only the red ones, mind, I think. Blackberries. Mangoes. It's a lot of orange coloured produce. Sweet potatoes, butternut squash, apricots, mango. So there's about 10. If you can get say 3 of those in each day, particularly the higher fat ones or the wheat bran, you should be laughing. Yeah, it's not hard once you've just got a tiny little bit of those. Oh yeah, and leafy greens as well. I think like kale and stuff. Let me have a look on that plan I wrote. Vitamin E. Spinach, very good. So 100 grams of spinach, 13% of your RDA. 1 tablespoon of sunflower seeds, 21% of your RDA. 1 can of tomatoes, 1/3 of your RDA. So, kale wasn't so good actually spinach beat out kale there. Quinoa has got a decent amount as well. So very, very doable. You shut up, cutie. I love that cat so much. Good point, plant-based powered. Oh, mam is Welsh for mum. Are you guys living in Wales currently? I don't know if you've told me before. Max Bakash, that is a cool name. Correct me if I'm wrong. All plant foods contain a complete amino acid profile. All whole plant foods, yeah, and that's probably what you meant by plants. Yeah. This is particular vegan foods may have higher and lower amounts of. Yeah, they come in varying ratios. But there's no need to protein combine at each meal, which is some nonsense from like decades ago. I think that myth got started in 1975 because of a magazine article in Vogue magazine, February 75 issue of Vogue magazine. People thought oh no, I've got to eat like beans with a grain, and that's nonsense. We keep pools of free amino acids in the sort of interstitial spaces between muscle cells, I think. Anyway, yeah, we keep pools of free amino acids at all times. So yeah, they all contain every single essential amino acid. There's only one real food derivative in the food system really that isn't a complete amino acid, and that is a complete protein, and that's tryptophan, which lacks. It's gelatin. Gelatin. You know, they make that from like connective tissues and stuff, which they boil down from poor dead animal carcasses. Gelatin lacks tryptophan. So that's kind of most people have that the wrong way round. It's more likely to be an animal product where you don't get. Well, it's only ever going to be an animal product where you don't get the complete aminos. And yeah, in plant foods they are in varying ratios, but from a health perspective, we want to eat the range of whole plant foods for the different benefits. So legumes, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, nuts and seeds. So if you're eating a few each of the different ones, by the end of the day, you're gonna smash all your amino acids. It's really a non-issue. Yeah. Well said, Max. And where in the world are you, Max? And how's the vegan scene where you are? And how are you doing? Plant-based power, do you feed your cat vegan kibble? Yeah, it's the Benevo brand, which is a complete cat food. So it's scientifically formulated for carnivores. It's made from plant foods, but they've sourced arachidonic acid, they've sourced taurine, all this stuff. We know what cats need to thrive. It's not that foods are essential, it's that nutrients are essential. And so they've sourced all the essential nutrients from plants. According to the data, if anything, a complete vegan cat food seems to confer some benefit over meat-based stuff. Every single study that's been done on complete foods has either shown it to be a tie, with the meat-based foods, or to have benefit. The last one, which was the largest study, I mean, it was only a survey study, but it was 1,300 odd participants, and the cats came out on top. Vegan cats came out on top on about 4 or 5 different things. Less obesity, far better. Kidney health and liver health was improved, and one was like 5-fold, or so. I can't remember which way round it was. Eye issues as well. I think there was something else. I did a video on it. If you Google Hench Herbivore cat study, you can see all the science. Freedom also feeds their kitties vegan food. Very good. Yeah, the point is it just has to be complete. So it's pH balanced and it's got all the nutrients. Of course, they are carnivores, so if you just try to give them lettuce, they are going to come unstuck. But yeah, complete vegan cat food is scientifically formulated with all the nutrients they need. So that's the important thing. Jenny, it's on chronometer, but no values ever show up for my injuries. Yeah, so that is going to mean that it's a non-essential nutrient. So I'm going to guess that we can make biotin ourselves, perhaps from like precursors or something. But it's not. We don't need to eat it to be healthful. Andy Powerhouse is in the house. Nice to see you. Early one. Yeah, I'll come on at 7 on a Sunday, or as close to 7 as I can. I'm sometimes a little bit later. Timo, good to see you, my friend. Did you see the Jake Paul Ben Askren fight? No. Tell me, how did that go down? Don't even know who Ben Askren is, if I'm honest. Max, that rubbish of black beans and brown rice together to get protein. That'd be false, I suppose. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they're all complete proteins. Taylor, do you think algae oil omega-3 is lower quality than fish oil? No, I think it's the other way around. Well, I know it's the other way around. My biology teacher said fish use the enzymes to make the food. No, the algae contains DHA already. So he's been a knob-end. Angharad, my mum stopped eating animals 32 years ago. My hat's off to you. I bow to your superiority. Let's give Angharad's mum a round of applause. That's bloody brilliant, isn't it? I wish I'd have been so clever. Oh, we just get lied to, don't we? By the people that we trust to have our best intention and our best interests at heart, and you know, oh, they just didn't know better. They got lied to, and it just drives you nuts, doesn't it? Misinformation rather than disinformation, I suppose. Taylor Restle, she worried if you ate only vegan, you would not get elongated fatty acids, so she suggested eat fish. See, like, she's saying she's not a nutritionist, but then she's giving out nutrition advice to impressionable people, and getting them to eat foods which, you know, are heavily contaminated with like heavy metals, pesticides, just like industrial, like chemical, like it's microplastics which affect our hormonal profiles. The sea is literally the sewers of mankind. All our excuse my French, I won't say a bad word. All the negatives, all our pollutants, like, end up in the sea, and they biomagnify up the food chain. If you understand about that, how, you know, plants have a tiny bit of this pollution, but a lot of goodness. But then little fish eat those plants their whole lives. Bigger fish eat those little fish their whole lives. Just think of their pollutants getting magnified like exponentially at each step, and imagine how much must be in the biggest fish like tuna. After their, you know, by the time they get caught and killed. And where do these pollutants store? They store in fat. What is the fish's fat? Is fish oil. I would not eat fish oil. The only way I would eat fish oil is if someone had a gun to my head and said, eat this or I'll shoot you through the head. It's the only way I'd eat it. Jenny, broccoli and collards have lots of vitamin E. Yeah, a lot of greens. A lot of greens do. Jackie's in the house. Good to see you, lovely. Michael Askew. How dare you? Thomas Doherty, my 7-year-old son has gone vegan because he says vegans are stronger and healthier than everyone else. He's been comparing me to the other dads. Very good. Very good. I love it. Thanks, Zell. Angharad, yes, we live in Wales on the island of Anglesey. Oh, wow. Very cool. Very cool. I don't know if we've chatted before about this, but is there much in the way of vegan stuff going on there? Can you get products and things in your shops? What? I don't even know where. I'm going to have a look at a map after this. I don't really know about Anglesey. I'm going to have a little look. Let me... I'm going to do a cut and paste so I remember to look. I'm interested. Do you ever have any sort of a vegan fair or anything? Like a market or something? Anglesey. I'm going to have a look now. I'm interested. Are you on the northwest there, is it? Yeah, northwest. Oh, okay. So it's just a sort of stone's throw. Oh, very good. Anglesey. So I've been to, I've been close by. As a lad, we went up Snowdonia. I was very young. I was ridiculously young, probably about 5 or 6. I vaguely remember all the slate, and I remember there being a lot of sheep. Kelly Horrocks is in the house. Nice to see you. Jenny, any nutrients to be careful not to get too much of other than selenium? You've been watching my shorts, haven't you? Most nutrient, or a lot of nutrients, can be toxic in high enough doses. The ones to really be wary of, though, that are easily overdone, there's not many really. Not on a vegan diet. If you're eating like healthy foods, it's a lot harder to get this wrong. But one nutrient of concern would be iodine, particularly if you're eating kelp. Kelp is super concentrated, so that's probably the one that springs to mind. With the powder, the RDA minimum 150 micrograms is 1/16 of a teaspoon of kelp powder, 1/16. So that's 150 micrograms. The safe tolerable upper daily limit is only 1,100. So what's that? Like about just over 7 times more. So you wouldn't want 8. What is that? 8. So you wouldn't want half a teaspoon of kelp powder. That could be a toxic load. Half a teaspoon. So that's one to be wary of. I don't often use kelp for that reason. Gemma accidentally got some when we were out of seaweed. I think she was trying to get dulse or arame flakes. She got kelp flakes. So I'm just doing like about just over a quarter of a teaspoon of that, because I don't want to scrape in at the minimum RDA. I like to be, a bit higher than that. And the powder is a bit more concentrated than the flakes. So yeah, maybe like 3. What would that be? 3/8 of a teaspoon, probably. I try to get of the kelp flakes. But yeah, that's one to not mess around with. You need to be really careful. Other than that, I wouldn't worry too much. You don't want like loads of one nutrient. It's when you do like supplements really that typically it goes wrong. So just if you eat the range of whole plant foods, most nutrients take care of themselves if you're eating enough calories. And just obviously we need to supplement vitamin D if we're not getting sun, B12. You can consider a DHA. But yeah, Brazil nuts and kelp powder are probably like the 2 things, or just kelp in general. Sometimes it's called kombu as well, KOMBU. So just watch out for that. You don't want to go. You want hardly any of it, basically, if you're going to eat it at all. I suggest picking a different seaweed. Right, just looking for questions. Mark Veganism. Mon and Paul, what do you think of During Rider? More so his advice to eat a bag of sugar cake. Idiot. Just complete imbecile. Particularly, I just got given the Sherzai's new book. What is it? The 30-day program? The 30-day Alzheimer's solution. And they say like the worst thing, if you want to get Alzheimer's disease, eat a bag of sugar a week. No, they just said like sugar. For your risk of Alzheimer's, you're better off, and animal products will very often lead to Alzheimer's disease, but they said sugar is even worse. Specifically, refined sugar. Sugar in fruit attached to the fibre with all the polyphenols. Even in smoothie form, absolutely fine. But when you extract the sugar away from the fibre, so cane sugar, honey, agave, maple syrup, fruit juice as well, because you're extracting the sugar away from the fiber. These things, they say, are the worst things to consume in terms of Alzheimer's risk. And Alzheimer's is really on the rise. It's getting to be a very common disease, and it's the most horrible disease, I think. You've lost the person before they're gone. If you're the one suffering, you're going to be scared, you're going to be confused, and you've got to put up with that for the rest of your life, which will be shortened. And then people have to care for you as well, or you have to care for them, you know, and maybe that hurts your ability to earn money, or you don't have any free time, and it's just, you know, you've lost the person. Like they're not the same, and they might not even remember who you are potentially. I think it's more short-term memory, isn't it? The real long-term memory often is okay. So yeah, I really would not eat sugar again unless someone put a gun to my head. So yeah, that's some daft advice, isn't it? Taylor, lots of kids say they're worried of missing omega-3 after. Yeah, going to eat more fish. Yeah. Yep. Taylor, I'm vegan. I would not eat biomagnified because I haven't eaten fish oil either. Good for you. Taylor, is this live stream a regular thing? Haven't seen it before. Yeah, Sunday, 7 a.m. If I'm up in time. It's normally 7. It's normally 7. Right, I'm going to do another 7 minutes because I was on a bit late today. So get your comments or questions in. I'll do another 7. And then I need to, got to do a thumbnail, got a video. Oh, what I eat in a day video, which was really fun. We shot yesterday. I'm looking forward to getting that out. So yeah, do get your questions in before I go. Yeah, Snowdonia is really beautiful. Mark, I think Himalayan sea salt has it. If you talk, so Himalayan salt is rock salt rather than sea salt, although it was obviously a sea, but that was like 200 million years ago or something ridiculous. So that's now known as rock salt. It has most minerals, but it's such trace amounts, so it's virtually none. But it does have lots of sodium, so it's you want to go easy on that. Mark, only subs we take omega-3, B12, vitamin D. Yeah, they're the only sort of nutrient, you know, like essential fatty acid and vitamins that I take. I take a protein powder as well and a creatine supplement just because I'm bodybuilding. But yeah, other than that, and I eat some seaweed. Nice prism aesthetic. Plant-based pad. What happens if you overdose on iodine? It depends to like what degree you overdose. Like a mild overdose would just be like nausea, vomiting, and then as you overdo it more and more, your hair will fall out, brittle nails, your nails will fall out. You get a thing called I think like garlic breath. You get like a bad odor. Yeah, which apparently smells like garlic. Few horrible things, fatigue obviously, and ultimately death. So yeah, don't eat a bag of kelp, whatever you do. Thanks, Mark Crotty, you're very kind. Taylor, how toxic is acrylamide? I'm trying to convince myself to eat less fried food. So acrylamide is formed when we heat starch in the presence of asparagine, which is an amino acid, which is in all whole plant foods, as we discussed earlier. So basically, any plant food, like starchy thing, like say potatoes that you're frying, or even in an air fryer, or in an oven, like just baking them without oil, but high heat cooking methods create more acrylamides. Now, apparently, the science on acrylamides, They are known as like a class 2A carcinogen, which means probably cancer causing. Recently, according to Dr. Greger, he's saying it seems like the evidence seems to be getting weaker and weaker. So we don't really know. It may be all right. However, like you're creating more oxygen-free radicals, so it's not going to be as helpful, and it still possibly is carcinogenic. So yeah, we don't really know is the answer, but you'd definitely be better off eating like more wet heat cooking methods, so like steamed potatoes, microwaves even, that are meant to be really good and can actually retain more nutrients potentially than other cooking methods. So I have some oil-free oven, what's that called? Air fried like chips, fairly regularly. But I try not to eat them every day. I'll tell you the worst thing would be really dry heat cooking methods like superheating fats and protein. So you're creating these advanced glycation end products. They're definitely horrible. They are a gerontotoxin and they accelerate the aging process throughout every tissue of the body. So they're the ones to really limit. Half Greeks in the house. Can't believe I'm up at 3 a.m. What are you still up from the night before, or have you got up early? That's what I'm trying to say. Plant-based powered. I had a couple of Brazil nuts. That's fine. You can probably have up to 3 or 4. If you're eating like a lot of whole plant food, you might get a lot of selenium in your other food. So you might want to limit it to 2 or 3 in a day. All depends. 400 micrograms is the safe tolerable upper daily limit for an adult. So you might just like to go on Chronometer, plug your foods in and see how many you can get with. I think the average Brazil nut is about 90 micrograms. Timo, Ben Askren is a former Olympic wrestler. Oh, and UFC fighter. Wow. He got first round KO'd by Jake Paul. Took 1 minute. That's crazy. What a guy, eh? What a guy. Anchorad, we get some vegan products, but do you have to order some? One completely vegan cafe. Wow, it's about 18 miles away. The nearest vegan market would be about 75. So there's a bit of a distance, isn't it? We love Snowdon. Yeah, that's great. So what is it like? Well, what is the village or the town you live in, and is it quite rural or is it quite built? What kind of area are you living in? In Norwich, where I am, it is a city, but it's quite a small city with a lot of countryside like all around. When you take off from Norwich Airport, it's just like a patchwork quilt of farm, like fields basically. So I think we've got the best of both worlds in a way. Whoosh, do you use any other sweeteners besides maple syrup and dates? To be honest, I've not really used maple syrup lately since reading the Scherzai's new book and the risk of Alzheimer's disease. No, date sugar, which is dried pulverized dates, and date syrup, which is dates whizzed up with water. The protein powder I use has a little stevia in there, but I don't add stevia to anything I used to. That's meant to be toxic in high enough doses. What is that? A mutagen. It can hurt the sort of DNA of your cells, I think. Yeah, no kind of free sugars or artificial sweeteners now. Jones here. Good to see you. Mark says to us all was the notebook about Alzheimer's. Yeah, I really don't want that. Jenny, how is the honey responsibly sourced? It's responsibly sourced by liars. Apparently, I don't know, it might vary by species, but some bees, I don't know if that's your basic honeybee, common honeybee, they live usually for 42 days. When we take their honey, they panic and they overwork themselves And apparently they die in 21 days, like you half their life expectancy by like worrying them that there's not enough honey. So yeah, that doesn't seem responsibly sourced, does it? Right. I better go and do some other things. I need to finish my thumbnail and get my video optimized and ready to post tonight at 5 p.m. And yeah, like I say, having a day off today. I'm going to do some meditation, just have some chill time with Jen. We've been working so hard. Like 6 days solid we worked, and a lot of the time we didn't finish work till like 9:20 last night. I did my last post 9:20, and I was in bed like before 10. So yeah, we're gonna take a much deserved chill day today. But thanks for hanging out. I've really enjoyed our chat today. Thanks moderators for keeping us troll free. I don't think we probably had any trolls. I don't think we had super chats, but thanks in case someone did super chat and I forgot. And back tomorrow night, 6 p.m. GMT with me and the little lady. Have a fantastic day, guys. I love you very, very much. Bye-bye.